You do not have to make everything from scratch. You can eliminate ultra processed food without eliminating all processed food, and you can still get the medicinal properties of the food, the phytochemicals, the vitamins, the minerals, right? You can get the water that comes in some of these fruits and vegetables and still live long without overwhelming yourself and stressing yourself out, thinking you have to cook everything. Optimal health is not a privilege, it's a right. However, unfortunately, the overwhelming majority of health challenges today can be attributed to lifestyle. This includes our physical activity, the quality of our relationships, stress, purpose and fulfillment, and of course, our diet. But what if there was an alternative? What if we could prevent and combat these health challenges with lifestyle changes before pills and procedures? You are listening to the Plant Protocol podcast with yours truly, plant-based health and business coach, and now the forever voice in your head, Lisa A. Smith. It's time to come get this health. Let's talk about 5 ways to eat like you got some sense today. 5 ways to eat like you got some sense today. We on? Yeah, we on. So y'all hear me say this all the time. You guys constantly hear me talk about the importance of eating like you got some sense. But what I realized recently is maybe they don't know what that means. Maybe I should break it down for them. So I'm going to explain to you what it means to literally eat like you got some sense. We've turned sense into an acronym. So we're going to go through 5 ways to eat like you got some sense. And let me tell you why the system I'm about to give you has worked for me. I personally have lost over 65 pounds eating like I got some sense. I've maintained that 65-pound weight loss, eating like I got some sense. I've been able to leave a job that wasn't meant for me and catapult myself into a career that I never thought I would have from eating like I have some sense. So eating like I have some sense has helped me to find my purpose, my assignment. It has helped me to build a multi-6-figure coaching company just by eating like I got some sense. But most importantly, it has given me mental clarity. It has given me emotional stability, and most importantly, it has given me longevity just by eating like I got some sense. That's it. So let's get into it. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to break this down for you. I have an acronym to help you remember it. So we're going to actually use the word sense. And I'm going to explain to you 5 ways to eat like you got some. Okay, let's get into it, y'all, because y'all know I like to get straight into the goodness. I don't want to waste any time this morning. So there's these 5 things that I'm about to give you guys are doable for every single person today. This is not something that you need to take your time on. This is not something that you need to delay. This is not something that you need to wait till the weekend is over. It's not something that you need to wait until the holidays is over. It's one of these 5 are going to resonate with you and you can start doing them today. And let me be clear, I am a plant-based vegan. I don't eat any animal products. I don't eat any refined sugar. I'm very minimal oil. And so for me, this is about like really next level living. It's not just about the absence of disease, but about the intentional presence of health. Okay. Here's number 1. And we're going through the word sense. The S in sense stands for stop drinking your calories. So here's what I need you to do. One of the easiest ways, especially if your goal is weight loss, one of the easiest ways to eliminate unnecessary things in your diet, unnecessary sugar, unnecessary preservatives, unnecessary food dyes, things that are going to cause hyperactivity in your brain and your mind. And when I say hyperactivity, I'm talking about the sugar and I'm talking about the food dyes that are in the junk. All of those things cause hyperactivity in your brain and compromises your ability to concentrate, focus, and recall. Okay. So when I say stop drinking that mess, it's not just about weight loss. It's literally about mental clarity. And I know a lot of you guys, like you're gunning for mental clarity. We just got done with our 30-day vegan SOS free challenge, our spring edition. And a lot of our challengers were like, the mental clarity was through the roof because we took the sugar and all the processed junk out of their diet. So number 1, stop drinking your calories. That is your juice. That is your soda. That is all of these really fancy coffee drinks, like your lattes with all the cream. And so we're pouring dairy into our drinks. We're pouring sugar into our drink. We're pouring flavorants into our drinks. You have to stop drinking all of that mess. One of the quickest ways to really expedite your way to health, to get you feeling better, to make sure you have enough energy, to make sure you're on track to achieve and maintain a healthy weight is to stop drinking these unhealthy drinks. Now, when I say juice, right, I'm talking about these juices we buy that are processed, that are full of colorants, and they will have you believe that they're healthy. They're like no calories or no sugar added or 100% juice or 100% all natural. Drink your water, drink your unsweetened tea, drink your green smoothies, drink fresh pressed juices. So if you want to press some apples and some carrots and some lemon and some mint and press that into a juice, that's fine. But we have to stop drinking all of this sugar, stop drinking all of the refined colorants and the food dyes, because that is not only going to increase your chances of being overweight or staying overweight, but most importantly, y'all know this is the one that means the most to me, it's going to compromise your mental clarity, right? So some of you, you're like, I'm already at a healthy weight. I can afford a coffee with a bunch of cream in it and a bunch of sugar. Or maybe I'm trying to gain weight, Lisa. I don't care about the calories. Okay. I'm talking about the neurological functioning of your brain. Stop drinking that mess. Okay. Stop drinking that mess. So that's number one. You guys have to stop drinking all of the unnecessary, unhealthy drinks. And the ones that have dairy and sugar in them, like that's an inflammatory bomb. Like you're asking for trouble. Do you guys know how inflammatory dairy is? Do you know how inflammatory sugar is? And so we have all of these fancy, right now it's hot outside. So these iced coffee drinks and the whip, plus the cream, plus the milk, plus the sugar, plus the flavorants. If you're dealing with chronic stress, if you're finding you have challenges concentrating, if you're finding that you're having challenges with recall, all of that stuff that you're drinking is going to exacerbate those conditions. Okay. So that's number one. Stop drinking that mess. Okay. Let's get into number two. The second way to eat like you have some sense is you want to eat plants every day. Okay. Eat plants every day. Now, more specifically, I want you to eat fruits and vegetables every day. I want you to eat fruits and vegetables every day. Now, here's the mistake that a lot of people make. They decide if someone else throws a little veg or a little piece of lettuce into their meal, they're like, check, ate my plants, right? Like, oh, this wrap that I bought had romaine lettuce on it. So, haha, Lisa, I ate my plants. Or, you know, this bowl that I ordered had corn on it. So, got my vegetables in. No. I want you to intentionally eat plants every day. I want you to intentionally eat fruits and vegetables every single day. I didn't say as often as you can. I didn't say if the side dish at the restaurant comes with it, then just count it. No. Those of you who are listening to me and you're battling something like, Lisa, I'm overweight and I don't know how to get the weight off. Lisa, I'm pre-diabetic or fully diabetic. I'm pre-hypertensive or full-on high blood pressure. I'm dealing with high cholesterol. I'm dealing with low energy. I'm dealing with sleep disruption. Like I can't get to sleep or stay to sleep. Like I'm not resting properly. I'm dealing with digestive issues, gut issues. My ladies, I'm dealing with like painful periods, reproductive health issues, inflammatory conditions like endometriosis, cysts on my reproductive health. My men, I'm dealing with erectile dysfunction. Lisa, I'm dealing with skin issues. Like I don't understand what's going on with my skin. Lisa, I'm dealing with kidney failure. I'm dealing with fatty liver disease. I'm dealing with this autoimmune condition. Listen to me very closely. The medicine is in the plants. The medicine is in the plants. Like if you're not optimal, if you're anything less than a 12 out of 10, then you need to be eating the medicine. Someone just slid in my DMs yesterday and asked me what multivitamin do I recommend? And I'm like, I don't recommend a multivitamin unless your blood work has shown that you have a deficiency in something. So here's the thing. A lot of people want to take a pill. A lot of people want to add a powder to a smoothie. Our first choice should not be a pill or a powder. Our first choice should be whole, real food. So Lisa, what food can I eat that's going to really help me stabilize my blood pressure? What foods, what category of foods, what type of meals should I be composing that's going to really help me to lose the weight and finally keep it off this time? Because most of you guys don't have a challenge with losing the weight. You have a challenge with keeping it off, right? So I now want your brain, when something doesn't feel right in your body, when something doesn't feel right in your mind, you're like, what's going on with my thoughts? Like, what's going on with my emotions? I want your thoughts to go to, what can I eat Like the medicine is in the plants. The only reason they have to even make vitamins and supplements in the first place is because you can't put a patent on kale. You can't put a patent on carrot. You can't put a patent on squash because God made that so nobody can claim it legally. So they have to take the squash, they have to take the kale, right? They have to take the carrots, they have to process them, chop them up, add something to them so now that they can have a new compound. All supplements comes from plants. So I want you guys to go straight to the source. The reason the multivitamin exists, the reason the powder, the green powder blend exists is because they couldn't put a patent on the kale. They had to chop it up. They had to add things to it to make it a new substance that they can now legally patent. You guys are now going to be so smart. After watching this, you're going to be like, okay, my stomach feels weird, or something's going on with my skin, or I'm noticing my numbers are creeping up. Okay, let me look at my diet. Let me look at real food, and I'm going to start eating fruits and vegetables every day. I'm going to start intentionally eating fruits and vegetables every day, not just, oh, they put a tomato on my burger, so I got my vegetables in for the day. No. I'm going to eat like I'm taking medicine. I'm going to eat raw blueberries. I'm going to intentionally chew some spinach. I'm going to intentionally cook a side, something green on every meal for me and my family because I'm eating my medicine. Some people pop a pill. Some people pop a multivitamin. I am going to be smart enough to understand that the raw source of that vitamin is right here in the produce section. And so I am going to eat fruits and vegetables every day. Okay, so number one, in our 5 ways to eat like you got some sense, the first S in sense stands for stop drinking that mess. The E in sense stands for eat fruits and vegetables every day. We have to start eating the medicine that heals the body and the mind. Does that make sense? Relax, Lisa. Okay. Because I need y'all to come get this help because y'all be playing around with this thing like it's a game. Like you got time, like stuff can't get worse. You know what's the craziest thing to me is that when people don't feel well, they act like the way they feel now is where things gonna stay, even though they don't do anything different. Like, no, you don't feel good now and it could get worse. You don't feel good now and you could feel worse if you don't do something about it. Like, what are we doing? So we need to eat like we got some sense every day. Okay, so we got the S, we got the E. Now let's get into the N in the acronym. And the N stands for never count calories. Never count calories. Okay. When I first started on my weight loss journey in 2012, right, I told you guys I've lost over 60 pounds. I've been able to keep it off. I'm a whole food, plant-based vegan, but I lost my weight before I went vegan. Now, when I first started my weight loss journey in 2012, I was the queen of calorie counting. I thought that the only way or the best way to lose weight, should I say the best way to lose weight was to count calories. Like long as I stayed under a certain number, then I was going to reach my weight loss goals. And guess what? I wasn't wrong. So I'm like, the goal is weight loss. They say that weight loss is simply about less calories in than calories out. So I need to eat less and then burn more, and I'm going to lose the weight. And guess what, guys? That simple formula is true. It is very true. You eat less calories, you can potentially lose weight. Here's the part that they don't tell you that I had to discover on my own, hence why I became a plant-based vegan, is that just counting calories has nothing to do with preventing the number one cause of death in the US, heart disease. They never told me that just counting calories has nothing to do with the prevention of type 2 diabetes. They never told me that just counting calories has nothing to do with the prevention of cancer and autoimmune disease and reproductive health. Like counting calories is not going to ensure that you avoid kidney failure, fatty liver disease, autoimmune disease, depression, anxiety. If I count these calories, can I avoid depression? No. Counting calories is only a very singular focus on weight loss. Now, I am going to venture to say, because y'all are super smart, so I'm going to venture to say that those of you who want to lose weight, you don't just want to lose weight, you also want longevity. Like you want to lose the weight and avoid the heart disease. But I'm just going to venture to say Those of you that want to lose the weight also want to avoid type 2 diabetes. I'm just going to venture to say that those of you who want to lose the weight also don't want to be on medication, also don't want to rely on medical equipment, also don't want to rely on other people, that you want to be healthy and whole and independent well into your senior years. I'm just going to venture to say that, which means counting calories won't do, because just eating a smaller size burger or a smaller size fry, just getting the small version of the takeout crap, yeah, that's less calories, but it's still clogging your arteries. I don't care how tiny the burger is, the saturated fat still clogs the arteries, right? And so just counting calories is not the solution to longevity and wholeness. Because remember, we're shooting for a 12 out of 10. We're shooting for a 12 out of 10. So what that means is when I learned that me losing weight and keeping the weight off and avoiding a life of chronic disease require way more than math. As a matter of fact, I shouldn't even be doing math to eat. I don't count calories anymore. I don't count grams of protein for everything. I don't measure every single thing in the kitchen. I'm not like counting how many grams of carbs are this, how many grams of protein is this, all of this math. Number 3, to eat like you got some sense, is to never count calories. Let me tell you why I say this. Let me be very clear about what you should be doing instead. The main reason why you shouldn't count calories is because that means if you're counting calories, that means you're buying something packaged where the calorie count is on there. Because the only way you can count calories is if you have a nutrition label that tells you what the calories are, right? Well, we should be eating minimally processed food, meaning if I'm doing number 2, like Lisa said, and I'm eating fresh fruits and vegetables every day and eating whole real foods every day, then there is no calories to count on I don't care how many times I flip over my organic sweet potato, ain't no calorie count on there. I don't care how many times I flip over my broccoli. I don't care how many times I flip over my black bean. Like, there's no calorie count on there. Because I'm intentionally eating whole real food. So never count calories, because if you're only focused on calorie counting, that means you're only narrowly focused on weight. There's ways, for some of you, this is going to blow your mind. So let me say it slow. There are ways that you can lose weight that shortens your life. All weight loss doesn't extend life. There are ways in which you can lose weight that shortens your life. That is not the goal for us. Our goal, if weight loss is a need for us, our goal is to lose the weight, keep it off, and add years to our life. Our goal is not to just lose weight no matter what. Our goal is not to just lose weight by any means necessary. That is the most dangerous approach to weight loss. If your thinking is, I'm going to lose weight by any means necessary, you are risking it all. Okay? Counting calories is a very dangerous way of losing weight if all you're doing is counting calories. So the goal is not just to eat a low calorie meal, because a low calorie meal can still be full of oil, can still be full of sugar, can still be full of fake frankincense foods. Like, a low calorie meal does not mean that you're doing the work to prevent heart disease and diabetes and cancer. It just means it's a low calorie meal, right? You can have a low calorie meal that's full of fried foods and French fries. And like, I'm just going to eat 1 piece of slice instead of 4. That's technically a low calorie meal, but there's nothing in that piece of slice that's medicinal. Okay. So number 3 in the 5 ways to eat like you got some sense, and we're using sense as an acronym here, is to never count calories. I did this. I made this mistake many years ago. I made the mistake already for you. Say thank you, Lisa, for making that mistake for me. Now I know I'm not going to make that same mistake for myself. I'm going to approach my weight loss and my longevity from a whole body approach, as opposed to only being so focused on my weight that I'm willing to do it by any means necessary. I will no longer think that way. Okay, we're going to evict the by any means necessary approach to weight loss. Okay, it's very dangerous. All right, so now, many years later, 12 years later, I'm 65 pounds lighter than I was in 2012, and I eat like I got some sense. And not only have I kept the weight off, I also am not at risk for high blood pressure or high cholesterol or any of these other chronic lifestyle diseases, because I'm also doing everything else around eating healthy and living healthy outside of counting calories. Okay, let's get into number 4. So number 4 is the second S in sense. This is how we're going to eat we got some sense. Number 4 is I want you to start and stop eating at nearly the same time every day. In our plant-based coaching program, Farm to Table, one of the things that we ask our students to do is intermittent fasting, okay? Intermittent fasting. Now, me and my team, everybody on my team, Coach Milan, who works for us, Coach Tiff, who works for us, like our team, we all do intermittent fasting because it is so effective and so powerful for so many reasons. And so starting and stopping eating at nearly the same time every day does several things for you, does several things for your health. And let me tell you a few of them, okay? Number 1, you train the body and you train your stomach on when to expect food. So some of us, and this is speaking to some of us, our unhealthy relationship with food. Some of us have such an unhealthy relationship with food that we just eat whenever we feel like it. We just eat whenever something looks good. Some of y'all just eat when something smells good. Like there has been no signal from the body to the brain that we're hungry. It's just that it feels good, that looks good, that smells good, or here's a big one for a lot of you guys. I feel like it. And when I say feel, typically your feelings are, I feel stressed, so I want to eat. I feel overwhelmed, so I want to eat. I feel sad, so I want to eat. Some of us, I feel happy, so I want to eat. Our feelings are guiding our eating decisions. This is a very dangerous approach to health. If your feelings guide your eating decisions, that means that biology is not guiding your eating decisions. Our eating decisions, first and foremost, should be guided by our biological needs. So that means when we're truly hungry, we have a hormone, right, called ghrelin that sends a signal to our brain to start eating. And when we're full, we have a hormone called leptin that sends a signal to our brain to stop eating. When you do not have emotional intelligence and your decisions are controlled by your emotions, you eat whenever you feel like it, whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel tired, whenever you feel bored. We're eating for all the wrong reasons. And so one of the ways that you're going to reel that behavior in and get in control is you're going to start and stop eating at nearly the same time every day. Now, what we recommend at the Plant Protocol is that you have an 8-hour eating window. Okay, so that means you're roughly eating between 12 and 8, 10 to 7. Is it 10 to 7? 10 to 6, whatever it is, right? Whatever 8 hours is after 10 a.m., right? So you choose your window. This is the dope part about it. We don't tell you your window. You know, people are like, Lisa, you choose your window. For me, I start eating at 10 a.m. So you choose your window. However, it helps you to have some self-control, right? When you literally, you know how y'all know what's one of the trending words a lot of us are using right now in our self-care. It's the giant B word. It's the capital B word. Boundaries. Yeah. You got to create boundaries. Don't let these people stress you out. You got to create boundaries. Okay. Some of y'all need to create boundaries for y'all eating. And that's what intermittent fasting is boundaries. That's what it is. We trying to create boundaries for the outside world. Some of y'all need boundaries right in your own house with yourself. So an intermittent fasting regimen or boundary. Ain't that the trending word everybody like right now? This is how I take care of myself. I created boundaries. Right? Okay. Y'all love boundaries so much. Let's go ahead and put a boundary on that refrigerator door. Okay. So start at a certain time, stop at a certain time so that you have a parameter, you have a certain window that you adhere to. And let me tell you the other reason why it is, Dana said, create boundaries on that plate and fork. You feel me? All right. Some of us need to do pushbacks. We're trying to learn how to do push-ups. We need to do pushback. All right, pushing back from that table, pushing back from that drive-through, pushing back from that takeout. Okay, so this is your chance to create boundaries, okay? So the other thing that intermittent fasting does is it really helps our body to get a rest. There's a lot of magic that happens when we sleep, y'all. A lot of magic that happens when we sleep at night. More of that magic can happen if our body is not using energy to digest food. So remember, I told you can choose your eating window, but here's what I recommend when you choose it. I choose that your stop time for eating is a minimum of 2 hours before bed. So let me say this again slow because y'all about to create some boundaries for your eating. You're going to start at whatever time you're going to start at for the day. Your eating window is going to start at whatever time you want it to start at. You're going to stop at least 2 hours before bed. That way you have at least 2 hours before you're going to go to sleep, before your body. And so that gives your body 2 hours to digest your last meal. Because our body typically, now, if you have an animal-based diet, meat products, they take way longer to digest. And so you really want to give yourself like a nice little window there. If you have a plant-based diet where you're not consuming animal products, then your digestive time is shorter because fruit has this shortest digestive time. Fruit can digest in about 30 minutes. Then you got your vegetables, your grains, all of that stuff. And so that has a longer digestive time. So if you're eating meat and fish and stuff, and some of that stuff still, you really need to give your body a significant time. But at least 2 hours before bed, stop eating, because that is going to give your body a chance to digest your last meal. And you can go to bed on a nearly empty stomach, and the energy that your body would have used for digestion can be rerouted into some other functions, and you can get a better rest. And your body can do all its biological functionings much better while you're sleeping. Okay. So that is the fourth way to eat like you got some sense. And now a word from our sponsor. Oh, wait, that's me. I'm the sponsor. This episode is being brought to you by the Plant Protocol's 30-day salt, oil, and sugar-free vegan challenge. Weight loss, stabilized blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol, mental clarity, increased exercise, healthy relationship with food, sugar and fast food addictions eradicated. Those are just some of the results our challengers got during our last challenge, and it's going to be even better next time. If you want to experience the power of plants, if you want to learn more about what it's like to live a whole food, plant-based lifestyle, and you need to do that in community with experienced coaches, with live interactive classes, say less. This challenge is for you. It only takes a minute to click the link in the show notes to get registered. Go tell 3 of your friends to tell 3 of their friends that it's time to come get this health. Get this transformation, get registered. We're kicking off prep month on December 1st. The challenge officially begins January 1st. And from now until then, we'll be dripping masterclasses and content and recipes to you to get your mind and your body ready for a phenomenal transformation. It's time to come get this health. Now back to the show. We're on an acronym here. Let's get on to number 5. I want to make sure you guys got this because starting and stopping is very important. It's very important. And let me say one more thing about number 4. For those of you who realize that you eat based off your feelings, the work that you want to do specifically is going to be around emotional intelligence. Like, why, when I feel stressed, do I feel the need to run to something crispy and fried and oily and greasy? Why, when I feel sadness, do I feel the need to run to something sugary and sweet? Like, I want you guys to take a hard look at yourself and your behavior when you feel a certain way and self-assess. Now, we know that you do that. Knowing that you do it is not enough. Now we need to say, what is my relationship with stress that's causing me to make self-destructive behaviors? Let me inspect my relationship with grief that's causing me to make self-destructive behavior. What is my relationship with loneliness or sadness or anxiety? Why, when I feel these emotions, why do I have such an unhealthy relationship with this emotion that it causes me to make a self-destructive decision? Like, I'm going to binge on some crap that's going to make me feel terrible. And I know it's going to make me feel terrible because this ain't the first time I've done it. So what is my relationship with these emotions that's causing me to make a self-destructive decision? I realize even though I'm self-aware of my behavior, I'm not capable of helping myself. That's when you need to make a hard decision about, I need to get help. Okay, let me get a coach or let me get therapy. I don't know what the need is going to be. You figure that out. But let me get someone to help me to improve my emotional intelligence. Or maybe I need a grief counselor to healthily work through the grief, not get over it quick. You can grieve for as long as you need to, but there's a healthy way to grieve, right? There's a healthy way to approach stress in your life. Acute stress is healthy. Chronic stress kills. So if you notice I'm up at night and I'm eating late, or soon as I feel a certain thing, I got to run to food. That is your invitation to self-assess. Number one, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? And number two, even though I'm self-aware, now I have to be honest with myself and say, am I capable of solving it myself? If I'm not, then I am going to seek help. Okay, because a relationship with food has a direct correlation with our own personal longevity. So how long you're here, how healthy you are while you're here is partially determined by the quality of your diet. Okay. In rent. Let's go into number 5. This is the final way to eat like you got some sense. Y'all loving the acronym today? Are you guys loving the acronym? Okay, so here's the final way to eat like you got some sense. The E in sense stands for eliminate ultra-processed food. Eliminate ultra-processed food. So let me make a distinction here because I'm not telling you to eliminate all processed food. So let me pause here and make a distinction because I don't want you guys to think that you have to make everything from scratch. Now, some of you guys have the space, the resources to do that in your life. But for the other 99% of us, okay, some of us need to eat some stuff that's processed and convenient and done for us. I'm in the 99%, okay? So there's some people who are like, you should never eat anything processed. And I'm like, unfollow me, okay? Because that ain't my rhetoric, okay? So let's talk about processed food for a second. I want you guys to eliminate ultra-processed food. There is a difference between ultra-processed and minimally processed. So for many of us, we live busy lives. We live fast-paced lives. For some of us, we just don't know how to cook. For some of us, we just don't desire to cook. For some of us, we're in a season of busy travel, of busy doing, all of that stuff. So let me tell you guys the difference between minimally processed and ultra-processed so you can get your life together. Minimally processed food usually has, ideally, a handful of ingredients, okay? But here's the caveat to that. It's a handful of ingredients, and technically, you can make that food yourself just by reading the ingredients. So let me give you an example. My peanut butter, okay? I'm going to give you 2 examples. I'm a plant-based vegan. You guys know that, so it's no secret. And I don't eat any refined sugar. So my peanut butter has one ingredient. My peanut butter has one ingredient, and that's peanuts. There's literally nothing else in my peanut butter. Now, some people, they buy the peanut butter that has peanuts and salt. Okay, all right. We can consider that minimally processed as well. That's fine. I personally don't need the extra salt in my peanut butter. So my peanut butter is one ingredient, peanuts. Technically, peanut butter is a processed food. Here's what Lisa Angel Smith is not about to do. I'm not about to make my own peanut butter at home. Now, some of us will, whatever. That's cool. I don't even own a food processor. I don't even know if that's the tool you would use to make it. I'm perfectly okay with paying for peace. I am. Do I eat processed food? Absolutely. Peanut butter is a processed food. The whole food is the peanuts. It was processed into a butter. Now, all processing ain't created equal. Some it's minimally processed into a butter with just the peanuts. Other food brands have processed it into an ultra processed version of peanut butter with peanuts, salt, palm oil, and sugar. That's ultra processed. They done added a whole bunch of nonsense to it. Me, I eat the minimally processed version of peanut butter with just peanuts. Do you guys understand the difference? So the E in sense is I need you guys to eliminate processed foods, eliminate ultra processed foods, and understand that there's a difference between ultra processed and minimally processed, because most of us, 99% of us, are not going to be making everything from scratch, and you don't have to be healthy. I am a whole food plant-based vegan, and I am a whole food plant-based vegan. I mean, I'm not eating all this vegan junk food, and I still eat processed food. It's safe. It's okay. You can live conveniently without compromising your health. Let me give you another example. I already know we eat a lot of beans in the plant-based world because they are so healthy. They're so full of fiber. They're full of healthy starch. Here's a fun fact about beans. If you have gut issues, those of you who have gastrointestinal issues, beans are one of the most powerful foods you can eat to restore your gut health. They're so healthy. Lisa, they're starch. And why are we scared of starch? So is quinoa. So is oatmeal. Starch is not a bad word. Okay. Just like processed foods, there's healthy starches and there's trash starches. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with beans. So let me give you an example. We eat a lot of beans in the plant-based world. Okay. And I'm not about to be making all these beans from scratch. Like, let me tell you, my dad, he makes like crock pots of beans, and he'll call me over like, Lisa, I made some beans. And I'm like, I'm on my way. Like, he makes the beans from scratch. I like to open a box and pour them out. We still good people. Like, God still loves us both equally. It's okay. So if you're like me and you prefer to just open your beans instead of making them from scratch, you can do that. But here's the cheat code. You want to make sure they're minimally processed. I like to buy mine in a box from Whole Foods or whatever grocery store I am. I like a box instead of a can. My beans have two ingredients. The bean, typically, let's just go with black beans and water. The way God intended, right? So we're going to eliminate ultra processed food. Now, there are pre-cooked beans that you can buy that has more than just the beans and water. Like, I've seen canned or box, or I haven't seen box, but I have seen canned beans that have like the bean, the water, some salt. I've seen, what's that fat that they put in stuff? Lard, right? So that's ultra processed, okay? So you don't have to have everything from scratch. Everything doesn't have to be made from scratch to successfully eat healthy, especially on a whole food plant-based diet. And you can eat processed food. It just needs to be minimally processed. Remember earlier I said minimally processed means it has a handful of ingredients and typically you can make it yourself. So what I mean by that is the example I use with my peanut butter, right? My peanut butter only has peanuts in the ingredient list. Can I technically make peanut butter myself? I'm like, yeah, they gave me the recipe in the ingredient list. I could literally take peanuts at home and I don't know, do they churn? I've only visited farms. Okay. I've never lived on one. So I'm going to assume that you churn the peanuts into a butter. I don't know. Okay. I don't even really for real know what churn means, but I could technically take peanuts and make my own peanut butter if I figured out how to do it. I could technically take the beans because they said beans and water. I'm saying, okay, well, I could take raw black beans at home and put them in water and cook them myself. Could I not? I could. What would I rather do? Pay for peace. So am I eating a processed food? Absolutely. Am I ashamed of it? Absolutely not. People going to judge me? I hope so. But what am I still doing? Eating good and living long. You're going to have to judge me for a long time because I'm going to be here to 150 because I'm still getting these plants in and getting these beans in, but I'm not going to eat the crap. So you can do it too. You do not have to make everything from scratch. You can eliminate ultra processed food without eliminating all processed food, and you can still get the medicinal properties of the food, the phytochemicals, the vitamins, the minerals, right? You can get the water that comes in some of these fruits and vegetables and still live long without overwhelming yourself and stressing yourself out, thinking you have to cook everything. You don't have to cook everything. However, let's get into the ultra processed side before we wrap up. You have to eliminate ultra processed food. So ultra processed means typically there's a crap ton of ingredients and they are things that are disease promoting, right? So you have your food dyes, right? You have your preservatives. There's over 60 different names for sugar. So if I see any sweetener in the ingredient list, raw cane sugar, organic coconut sugar. No, thank you. I don't eat organic coconut sugar. I don't eat raw cane sugar. So if I personally see sugar in any ingredient list, high fructose corn syrup, I don't eat it. Okay. I don't buy it. That for me, that instantly became an ultra processed food. If I see any food dyes in a food ingredient list, red number this, blue number 5, yellow number 6, those food dyes that cause hyperactivity in the brain. Now we're compromising our ability to concentrate and recall. I don't eat anything with food dyes in it, right? So shout out to all your fruit snacks and your cereals that we're feeding the babies, all of these frozen meals and crap, all of these. I don't eat any processed meat. I don't eat any meat, right? Obviously. But some of you guys are eating like lunch meats and cold cuts and sausages and all of that, all of the saturated fat and cholesterol. I don't eat that. That's all junk. Right? So you want to eliminate the ultra processed food. That stuff is killing us and not even that slow. We used to say stuff like it's killing you slowly. It's killing y'all real fast. Y'all getting up out of here at 40s and 50s, heart attacks, debilitating conditions. Now you got to go to, what's the thing people be going to every week for their kidneys? What is that called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got to go to that facility to get your kidneys done. And then you got your own medical equipment. Now you're on a cane, you're overweight, dialysis, right? You got dialysis, you got all this stuff going on. It's not even killing us slowly. It's killing us fast. all as in like 98% coming from the food. Okay. So you got to eliminate the ultra processed food. I get that it tastes good. I get that you're addicted to it. But it is not a slow process. So you have to eliminate the ultra processed food. It is packed for your palatability. It is packed to be preserved on a shelf. It has all of these preservatives in it so it can sit on a grocery store shelf for a long time before you're ready to buy it, right? It is dangerous. It's dangerous. And so we want to be very, very careful with assuming that this isn't that bad or I can have a little bit. Okay, so if I was to give y'all a bonus today, it would be, I want you to evict the belief that everything in moderation is safe. Evict the belief that everything in moderation is safe. That is one of the biggest lies you've been told about your health and about your eating, that everything in moderation is safe. Everything in moderation is not safe. Stop saying that nonsense. Stop thinking. And here's the other thing about everything in moderation. There's 20 something of y'all on right now, right? Like if I was to ask every single one of you guys on Facebook, on Instagram, what is moderation? There will be a different answer from every single one of you guys. Some of you guys is like, moderation for me is once a week. I treat myself to my favorite, to a steak or to burger or to bacon once a week. Some of you guys would be like, moderation for me is every 2 weeks. Some of you guys would say moderation for me is once a month. Some of you guys would say moderation for me is just on the holidays. The first issue with everything in moderation is that it's not even a real number. It's literally whatever you feel like that month. I feel like moderation this week means once a week because I'm stressed out. I feel like moderation this month means just every day this month because it's my birthday month. Moderation ain't even a real place. Moderation belongs in Disneyland. It's not real. It's not even real. Everybody's definition of moderation is different. And your definition of moderation, I'm talking to you. Your definition of moderation is killing you. Your definition of moderation is why you're overweight right now. Your definition of moderation is why you have to take medications. Because let me tell you a secret. You moderated yourself to the health status you are at right now. The health status you're at right now is, you didn't get that from one bad meal. You got it from moderation. You ate a whole bunch of junk a little bit at a time over a period of time. And here we are with a diagnosis. You ate a whole bunch of junk a little bit at a time over a period of time. And here we are overweight. You ate a whole bunch of junk a little bit at a time over a period of time. And here we are suffering from depression, anxiety. Here we are suffering from mood swings. Here we are suffering from insomnia. Here we are suffering from autoimmune conditions and flare-ups and chronic inflammation and low energy and low motivation. Moderation got you to where you are right now listening to my voice. If you're anything less than a 12 out of 10, moderation got you to where you are right now. Please stop believing everything in moderation is safe. Thinking I can just eat a little of the ultra processed food. Like Lisa is so extreme. That's why I'm about to unfollow her on Instagram because she always talking about all or nothing. She always talking about can nobody have no sugar. That's crazy. We got to let the babies have cupcakes. That's crazy. It's a hot day. They deserve ice cream. They deserve cherries and grapes. Why do you subscribe to this little bit won't hurt? You are evidence that a little bit hurts a lot. A little bit hurts a lot of bit. You're evidence of it. You're not optimal right now because a little bit you done treated yourself to over the last 5 years. Everything in moderation didn't work for you. Stop telling everybody else that. It didn't even work for you. I'm just going to eat 2 wings instead of 4. Give me the 3-piece instead of the 6-piece. Moderation. Okay. So it worked for you. Meanwhile, I'm starting over on Monday. I'm gonna do 75 hard. I'm gonna do the new fitness plan and I'm gonna moderate with the ultra processed food. No, you need abstinence, not moderation. It don't work. It didn't work for you and it's not gonna work for them and it's not gonna work the day after tomorrow. And it's abstinence. Lisa, but abstinence is so hard. Welcome to optimal health. It starts hard and then it just becomes your new normal. Everything that has become your new normal started with a level of difficulty. Why? Not because it itself was hard, but because you were new at it. There's a difference. Like being a whole food plant-based vegan was challenging at first, not because being vegan is challenging, but because being new at being vegan is challenging. Right? So getting rid of ultra processed food and this moderation mindset is going to be difficult at first. because being new at something is difficult. But living a life of abstinence instead of moderation is not difficult. You're just new. So if you would give yourself permission to be new at something, if you would give yourself permission to be new at something long enough to master it, you will see the difference. Like, this ain't that hard no more. Like, it probably used to be hard to save money. Now, those of you who have mastered it, you understand the value in paying yourself first. You understand the value of being a good steward over your money. And it's not hard. No, it used to be hard. Now you don't impulse buy anymore. You used to have an issue with it. Now you don't. Look at God. Look at mastery. So that's what I need you guys to do. I need you to master your eating. Okay. I need you to evict the everything in moderation mindset. I need you to evict all refined processed sugars. I need you to evict all ultra processed food, not a little bit of it. You don't get a candy bar every 6 months just because you've been good for the last 6 months. That is absolute insanity to treat yourself with the thing you stopped doing. That's insane. No, you don't get to go to your favorite food truck with the smothered cheese and the gravy on top of the situation. It's not hard. You're just new. Say it with me. Say, it's not hard. I'm just new. It's not hard. I'm just new. And if I understand how to be new at something, I'll realize that the task itself is not hard. Just being new can be challenging. I just did a live on my YouTube about this last Monday called 2 Beliefs and 3 Behaviors You Need to Have to Be New at Something. So I need you guys, if that's what you need, I will make sure I put in the caption or somewhere, I don't know, the link to that YouTube video. On Instagram is in my bio, the link in my bio. On Facebook, I'll put it in the caption of this video. I'll put it in the comments of this video. How to be new at something. Because some of you guys I don't know how I'm going to live without coffee. I don't know how I'm going to live without dairy. I don't know how I'm going to live without sugar. You mean like, Lisa, I can't have my favorite cookie? Your favorite cookie is killing you, and not even slowly. You can't remember nothing. You think your lack of recall is because you're getting older. Your lack of recall is because your diet is full of sugar. Do you know sugar is one of the number 1 causes of memory loss? It's killing you slowly. It's killing your creativity. It's killing your productivity. It's killing your energy. Why would you stop putting something in your body that's doing that to your brain? So it's not hard. You're just new. So a shift in your belief around eating will change your eating. Was this helpful today? Okay, so let's review as I get out of here. We did today the 5 ways to eat like you have some sense. Okay, we use sense as an acronym because I'm coming on here all the time telling y'all to eat like you got some sense today. But some of y'all don't know what that means. So I broke it down for you guys today. So sense, right? The first S is stop drinking that mess. Stop drinking all them sugary, dairy, inflammatory bomb drinks. Stop drinking all of that mess with food dyes and colorants in it. It's killing you. All that stuff causes food dyes, hyperactivity, cancer-causing things. It's killing you. Synthetic sweeteners. It says 0 sugars, but it really has like sugar alcohols in it that they don't have to list that sugar. Stop drinking that mess. Stop drinking that mess, okay? And then the first E in sense stands for eat intentionally plants, fruits, and vegetables every day. The N stands for never count calories. The S stands for start and stop at nearly the same time every day. And the E, eliminate ultra processed food. So that's how you eat like you got some sense. And you can shimmy anytime you want to, wear a tight little number anytime you want to. You can have all the energy you need to live the quality of life you want anytime you need to. You can be like me, where you get all the divine downloads because you don't have anything blocking the channels because you eat like you got some sense every day. You can feel confident in your body and your brain. You can trust your body and your brain to carry you through all the tasks that you want to complete on this planet. Let me tell you, eating like some sense helps you live a life of radical obedience. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for all of the hearts. Listen, for those of you who want help eating like you got some sense, we got another challenge coming up. It's starting in December, but we're prepping with you guys for the next several months. And so if you want to join us in our free challenge, it's free. 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge. We're starting prep December 1st. The actual challenge starts January 1st. But from now until December 1st, we're in like pre-prep. So I'm doing lives like this impromptu. So you want to get on the email list. You want to get on my text list. We're doing master classes once a month. That's only going to be for the people that are registered. I'm going live in our challenge Facebook group. We got over 1,000 people in there. And so I want to make sure you guys are positioned to eat like you got some sense for the remainder of 2024. And then we're kicking off the challenge in January 2025 to make sure you guys have a 12 out of 10 when it comes to your health. That's what's most important. So I need you to click the link to get registered for the challenge. Doesn't cost you anything. This challenge is free. And that way you guys can be in an ecosystem that is talking the things that you're talking, because that like-mindedness, that supportive community, that supportive coaches is what really will take your health to the next level. Stop trying to DIY everything. Stop trying to DIY everything. You can't do everything yourself. You tried it didn't work. You've been trying for the past year. It ain't working. Stop trying to DIY everything and just get into community. Get a team of coaches who love you and who's going to support you and who have the knowledge, the intelligence, and who personally lives the lifestyle. Get the help you need. So click the link, get registered for the challenge. Bye, y'all. You tuned in today because, like me, you refuse to let your good become the enemy of your great. You're not settling for good health when optimal is well within reach. If you're ready to go from good to great, visit lisaangelsmith.com to learn more about our plant-based health coaching program, Farm to Table, and our plant-based business accelerator and coaching certification. But before you go, if you enjoyed what you heard today, please consider rating and reviewing this podcast. Until next time, remember, radical obedience is still undefeated. Stay obedient.